this started off with by Winnie the Pooh, who was my favourite, and I used to read it to Simon and Annie and Sally and Mary, but Mary was only very little when this was done. And it says, when you are a bear of very little brain and you think of things, you find that sometimes a thing that seemed very thingish inside you is very different when it gets out into the open and has other people looking at it. That describes me very well. And I'd just like to say just a few words for my family. Thank you firstly to Mary and Yoss, who without hesitation offered your home so we can be together for my 80th birthday. We are also proud of you both and your achievements. You have come a long way, Mary, from that mischievous little imp that you were. To Sally and Steve, who being so close in vicinity to us, keep a very firm rein on us. And thank you both for your loving care. We doubt that Steve would have married Sally if he had have known he would be called to please come and fix our fence, our computer, our phone, and show us all these things and Facebook, etc. And while you're here, could you just flick a bit of paint here and there? To Simon, who without fail rings us every Sunday morning after a sleep-in, which probably involves other things with Lynn, which I won't mention now. And for Annie, who rings us often at the wrong time and for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours chat. I'm sure you can all relate to that. You all have my greatest admiration for many different reasons, because we all tread a unique path through life. But most of all, we are so proud of our children for the great human beings that you are, and you have taught us so much. I would just like to add that a mother can't give her children everything they need, and other people will come into their lives and fill in the gaps. I'd like also to add that thank you also to my beautiful grandchildren, Dane, Jessica, Lotta and Ziggy. Also, happy birthday to David Goulet, who has been very good to our family and whom we all love. He is the exact opposite from me. He's highly organised, immaculate in the way he dresses. Not a speck of dust would be going to linger in his apartments. I know that you all think the world of him. Now a little about myself. I now invest in joy and happiness, a bit like the stock market, some days up and some days down, but hoping to make a profit. I don't want to bore you all with too many details, but I have to say thank you to David Long for the very sexy adventures and dreadful adventures you've taken me on. And you were, however, the best bush pilot I've ever flown with, from Broadford days to the outback of Queensland. I know so little of life in the outback, as it is so vast and so diverse, and you children are sick and tired of hearing stories about it. However, I have loved the life and the wonderful experiences with so much to learn, and for example, the horsemanship of the drovers, who mustered the clean skins, they're the cattle, and to brand them. The drovers' wives who camped out with their children to cook for their husbands over a campfire with only the stores, food gleaned from stations. I love and still do the smell of wool sheds. We grew to love George, the Aboriginal stockman, and his family, especially Simon and Annie, whom he taught many things about bush tucker. George's ability to be in complete harmony with the land, his ability to muster the sheep, who never came in tonguing in that terrible heat. He used to say to me, I found an anaesthetic tree in the middle of the day so the sheep and I could rest under shade. He would tell me, but most of all, I loved my husband and children, and thank you all for your loving care. I was glad my parents let me make mud pies, as it came in very handy when we made mud bricks to build our tiny 2-storey cottage, mud brick cottage at Lancefield. With the help of you children, it did get finished. in life, most people have such wonderful plans, such as Plan A. So if that doesn't work, they revert to Plan B. Being a Gemini, I mostly don't have a plan, let alone a Plan A or B. For example, David took me, looked after me so well when I came home after an operation that I told him I would keep him after all. But a few weeks later, he didn't come up to my expectations, so I told him it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind. I thought to write a book, the title being The Lord Who Pulled the Wool Over My Eyes. That was Plan A. And Plan B was to write the book. Neither eventuated. So now I'm very happy living in Leopold, and I don't have any ridiculous plans such as Plan A or B. I thought I might jump to Plan C, and that will be a mystery to us all, including me. So thank you all and thank you for everything and the lovely food and everything, Marion, for having us. And Jos, it was just so lovely. And Ziggy. Jessica and I'm...
dinner.
He gave me a finger while I was videoing your speech.
The bird.
So proud. Yeah. I didn't stop. I don't have enough storage on my phone.
So thank you all very, very much, because you've all been terrific and all part of my life, my grandchildren, my children. You've all been just wonderful, and that's made my life. You know, it really has. You children have made my life.
You know, esoterically and literally,